Mr. Phil G in the building early. All right. But you out in the Midwest though, right? Yeah, so it's still work hours out there. That's one of the things uh some things still amaze me. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't know the science of it, and how things come about and how they come to be, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm from the days of each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? The internet, allows it to be, each one, teach, you know, infinite many. You know what I'm saying? Like, just physically, uh, you standing on the corner, only the people standing on the corner can, bear witness. You know what I mean? But just that, you could build and, people in all different time zones, like that's still crazy to me. You know what I mean? That, it's been people on here from different continents and everything. South America, Europe, uh, Asia. I can't particularly recall nobody coming on from Africa, but we have Africans, people with that background. So, uh, that's just one of them things where, to me, it marks how far we came. You know what I'm saying? We definitely came a long way. Black Justice, our guy Sincere. Yeah, S. Reeves, what happened to S. Reeves? I haven't seen S. Reeves on here in a minute. But I actually got some stuff to do. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But, one, if it's possible, I may have to be out at the bill hours. So we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, right? What is the duty of a civilized person? Now, generally speaking, this channel is not for quotation. Because we don't really care if you quote the lessons on the internet. You see, because you can Google the lessons. I don't care, if you got the lessons written down at your house. I don't care if you got the link. If you got the link to 120, right? That's not what we're dealing with. But I do have a point today. So, what is the duty of a civilized person? We have a point in going through it. King Math, self-I build. To teach, okay? In particular this time, self-I built, I'm looking for what the degree says. See, it's like a pop quiz right now, right? Y'all didn't expect me to ask that. Hey, man. Alchem Salam. These cats might need you to save them. Okay, so Alchem Salam, you said to teach he who is savage civilization. Okay, here we go. King Math. Finally. So it says here to teach he who is savage civilization, righteousness, the knowledge of himself, and the science of everything in life, love, peace, and happiness. Now here's the thing, right? It says, the duty of a civilized person is to teach he who is savage civilization. See, that leaves you see right there? So now the question is, what is civilization? It's not a trick question. You really got to think about this. Because check this out. Suppose if a person is eating sauteed pig's feet, right? But all their forks is lined up the right way. Like when you say civilization, are you talking about general rules of etiquette in polite society? So you put here, one having knowledge and wisdom. No, that's not being civilized. See, that's what do you mean by civilization? Okay, so let's get back to what the degree said. We pop quizzing today. So somebody give me that. What does the degree say? What is the meaning of civilization? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? So once again, King Math to the rescue over here. One having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and refinement, and is not a savage in the pursuit of happiness. Right? We got true love, the bar, smell goods came in. Okay, now look. Type one in the box if you know how to live that out. See, because you could quote the degree, that'll make you civilized. See, just like in the example, right, where a person is eating sauteed pig's feet, right? You know, with the lard drizzle. But all they forks is lined up right. You know, all they plates, bowls, dishes, everything is in the right position. See, by the same token, right? You can know how to quote that degree, right? So you're one having knowledge. You see, your wisdom is not complete because all you could do is speak it. See, the understanding what's born from your knowledge and wisdom is not the best part. It's misunderstanding. See, the way you live your culture, it shows no refinement. It says you can have culture and be uncivilized. Okay, expand on that. Right, so you said civilization is also conduct and decorum and etiquette is how you carry yourself and treat others on a daily basis. This is what I'm saying. What do you mean by civilization? I got sincere, so you can't build one side of your foundation. It has to be on all sides. Outcome Salon said you could eat the wrong foods with the right fork, but that's what I'm saying. Is that civilized? Like, what if somebody beats you over the head, right? Steals all your money, and then afterwards they say, "Pardon me." Was that civilized? See, this is why, the way the guy, presented it yesterday, I never heard it under that title. But see, this is why your first, right, like I said, polite society. There's general rules of etiquette in so-called polite society, right? But it's discivilized. Civilization is to put your knowledge to practice in all that you do to have aspects of your living right and exact. You said it's face value refinement. I mean, these is all good names, but at the end of the day, they're just general rules of etiquette in so-called polite society. Now, what's the society that you're dealing with? What's this social group? What's this group of men, women, and children? And what are they about? See, because look, like you said, look, there's certain cultures, right, where you could go, right, and if I go there and they put certain things on my plate for me to eat that, they might have a fight on their hands. Whereas in this place where I'm at, this might have been the dish that everybody's been waiting for however long. You know, people came from all around to eat this. That's how it was the first time when, you know, I was around chitlins, because I never ate chitlins. You know, I'm noticing it's all these people over at the house. But it's something that you notice. Like, I'm noticing it, but it's not out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? You know, my aunts, uncles, whatever. You know, everybody's over there. You know, and I smell this. Like, yo, what the hell? Why does it smell like shit in here? And everybody's like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't smell that smell? They like, yeah, nah, what are you talking about? They like, yeah, it just smell good to me. All I smell is chitlins. Like, what's chitlins? And that's what it turned out. All of these people showed up here today to eat this thing called chitlins. In order to teach it effectively, you got to be among wolves and be unlike with style and grace, then they will be drawn to you. That's not in order. That's not in order to teach. Those are the people that you got to teach. And see, anytime you teaching some people, right, it's better if you from amongst them. You know what I'm saying? When you know the obstacles to understanding, right, that they're gonna have. You know what I'm saying? When you know what it is about this science that's gonna be beneficial because you from the, same environment, same circumstances and conditions. But in order to teach it effectively, right, you have to exemplify and personify the meaning of civilization. So see, like I said, the way it was introduced yesterday was but the way I learned it is your first duty is to become civilized. See, because if you're not, right, if everybody's not dealing with civilization, then guess what? What it tells you in the wisdom degree and in 1 and 14. You have a hard time teaching when people is uncivilized. See, that's why it says first you got to teach he who is savage civilization before you even try to put the knowledge on top of that. See, that's the first thing. You have to become civilized. Then you have to remain civilized. Because we all know the used to be's, right? We all know the used to be's. We all know Mr. Renewing My History. Wise Prince said, also in this nation, civilization is also dealing with this family science. See, that's what I'm saying, though. When you deal with someone and say, what's the duty of a civilized person to teach he who is savage civilization? You know how they say, look, you can't use a word to define the word. So you have to say, what is it that we dealing with when we say civilization? I don't know if you was on since then. Right? But we was talking about, you have general rules of etiquette in so-called polite societies where a person could be eating sauteed pig's feet, right? With the melted lard drizzle, and all their forks and spoons and knives could be lined up correctly. See, is all these various things where we when you say well, yeah, see, look, you say cleaning yourself up, culture and refinement. But see, the key is, right? The key is, and it's the same thing we went through yesterday with the knowledge degree, right? Is okay, you can quote it, but do you know how to live it out? If you know how to live it out, right? Type 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 one in the box. And see, everybody that type one in the box, right? See, after this, we can't hear no bitching and moaning. You know why? Because the science of everything in life, man, by the time when you if you've dealt with the science of everything in life correctly, then you're supposed to get love, peace, and happiness. See, because we know that in life, there's more than love, peace, and happiness. Right? We know that it's also hate, confusion, you know what I'm saying, and anger. So if it's the science of everything in life, love, peace, and happiness, right? That's supposed to be what you get. From having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and refinement is not a savage pursuit of happiness, and not being a savage pursuit of happiness. Having, not you heard it, not you could quote it. See, look, with these things, right? It's always, look, you could always simplify things for people, right? When you put things in the terms of money. See, if somebody owe you $100, and they come up to you and describe $100 bill to you perfectly.
Thank you.
They describe exactly how $100 bill looks, smells, feels, etc., etc. But they don't got the $100. You see the difference? So a person could come, they could quote all these degrees to you, right? Or even this. People come, at least that happens to me, right? And they tell me about all these ancient civilizations. But you don't have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and refinement of that culture. There's things that culture produced that you don't know how to build. You can tell me all about the pyramids, but you can't build one. You got all these various, that's what it is. See, do you know how to live it out? See, can you produce what this culture is supposed to produce? See, because we don't have no birth record. Right? We don't have no birth record, meaning there was nobody here to write that down. So in order for there to be a record, somebody has to record. See, nobody was here to say, yeah. Remember when I went to the store that time, and then when I came back, it was black people. Remember that? See, it's nothing like that, right? But there's records of us being here, right? There's the 25,000 years of history that has to be renewed. What is the planet Earth? What is the planet Earth recorded that you did? Besides take up some space and waste some air. So see, did you really think about it on that level? Like, yeah, there's us, as a unit, but, there's also us as individuals. Right? Is history going to record that you became civilized and remain civilized? Because if you didn't become civilized and remain civilized, there's a good chance that you didn't teach civilization. See, look at the degree. It tells you that the civilization and the knowledge itself is not exactly the same thing. See, it tells you right there that the righteousness and the knowledge itself is not exactly the same thing. So like I said, right? Maybe you was thinking that because you have the knowledge of self, you civilized. Maybe you was thinking that because you walk around saying that the black man is God, that you righteous. So now, let's come back to the question, right? Let's come back to the question now. But now, we're not looking for what the degree say, right? We're looking for what you say, right? What is civilization? I mean, you should know. If everybody's walking around all the time, right, saying that they teach this civilization, like if you ran into an arithmetic teacher, right, that didn't know how to count to 100, wouldn't you question, what degree of arithmetic they're actually teaching? So if you're supposed to be teaching civilization and you don't even know what it is, what it means. You said teaching my brothers and sisters what I know so they can use it to improve their lives. That's civilization. You know what I mean? Because a culture is a way that you can transmit knowledge over time and space. So see right now, right, we got people on here, right, that was never physically around in before 1969. And we got people who have never been to New York City. And yet they have this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Because we lived out this culture. But see, this is all a science, what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, you got this apparatus now, right? To transmit this knowledge over time and space. But what's the knowledge that you transmit? is it really civilization, or is it just dialogue between two people who's supposed to have the knowledge of self? So you said, I stay in Omaha, Nebraska. We draw it up to Allah, now equality born. You know, that's another thing that always bugs me out. You know, the various, names that, people choose around the nation. You know, some of this stuff is I understand why it happens, but I don't know if I would be doing that. You know what I'm saying? If I was somewhere else, like, just, because sometimes it's some of these names, man, to me, but for the most part, I just say whatever the name of the city is in English. I don't know. So self-I-Bill says civilization is knowing yourself and continuously adding on positively. You become exemplary for those searching for a better way. Al-Kim Salam said to be consciously aware that you have a sense of self-accountability for the growth and development of themselves and their environment. What about the people who got the knowledge the day after Allah returned to the essence? Hey, they missed the boat. It ain't, look, it's what? It either is or it ain't. Look, what about those people? See, in this day and time, a lot of them is walking around saying that they walk with Allah. It happens. You said the cipher where the master teacher is Allah. Okay. I mean, look, if that's that, look, y'all gotta live that out. You see that? That's for me. Is that, listen, man? Whatever you take on, right? That you said you the God. I mean, I don't doubt that you could uphold it. You know what I mean? But whatever you choose for your name, you know what I'm saying? Where you choose to go to school at, what street you decide to walk down, you know what I'm saying? On all of those, in all of those ciphers, you're gonna have to stand on your square. You see what I mean? And that's why we all gotta have this knowledge. You see what I mean? Because out there, right, in the cipher where the master teacher is Allah, y'all gotta live that out. Y'all the best knowers of that. Like, see, if I come out there, I got to see who the master teacher is. But y'all the best knowers of that. So there's equality. So and that's always a question too that I have when I hear about these various places. Because that's another thing, I apologize to all of y'all out there. Right? But I'd be shocked that the knowledge is in some places. Like, see, when he say Omaha, Nebraska, right? Look, I know, right? I need to get out more. But I ain't even know it was that kind of, like, I ain't know it was original people. I didn't know it was original people there even. So, that's one thing I always wonder. Like, if people say they from certain places, like, look, I met a brother, they said they was from Portland. I didn't even know it was original people there. That's what I'm saying. So then I always wonder why this is always, but you already answered it right here, but that's always my next question. Did y'all get Did y'all get non-born out there yet? And it's still places, yeah, where they don't got non-born yet. Somebody asked, when did knowledge get to Omaha, Nebraska? But see, one thing, and y'all didn't necessarily just leave it out because it was included. But see, when y'all define civilization, right? Y'all did a lot of defining it by what your mentality is, right? And the things that you say, right? And your teachings. And that's right and exact, right? But where I'm coming from, right, is that you left out the things that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that we do and things that we don't do. You see what I'm saying? That's one of in the social equality, right, that we've built amongst ourselves, right? There's things that we do and things that we don't do. And see, a lot of times that's what's missing, is that you have this knowledge, right? But you don't know what to do with it. You have this knowledge, but you don't know, how to get the message across to other people, right? Because you got the knowledge, but you don't you know it says in the degree, right? It has wisdom and culture in the degree. That's about the action. See, these is about the things that we build. Look, for instance, right? Civilization. And this, look, I'm just adding on, right? See, we got certain institutions. See, like here at a law school, the rally, the show and prove, the women and the children. See, these is all the things that show and prove we a civilization and not a gang. See, we're not just a group of men. We're a group of men, women, and children. You see what I'm saying? Like somebody said earlier, the fact that, that flag, right, is about family, man, woman, and child, right? A lot of people don't know that about us. They just know that means us. They know it means, oh, that's one of them, and whatever has been established there about how you deal or don't deal with somebody that has that on. You see, all of that is the civilization that we building. You see what I'm saying? That we supposed to be, we about education. Right? If you get this knowledge, you're supposed to be educating yourself and preparing yourself to survive, right, and ensure the survival of your family. See, that's what you do with this knowledge. Look, and I'm saying that as a person that, look, I didn't know I thought that's what you're supposed to do. We're supposed to stand in front of school every morning and bomb everybody that don't know their degrees. When we get to the lunchroom, wash, rinse, and repeat. At the school, wash, rinse, and repeat. See, I was there when, we was calling school the devil education. Like it wasn't, nobody was really, it was to the point almost where we didn't see going in there and mastering it necessarily as an accomplishment. You go in there, you're just going to be educated. We're enlightened. See, that's when you don't know what to do. That's uncivilized. See, that's not demonstrating that this culture made no change, not for the better. The towns of Overton, Brownlee, and Dinwiddie were established by black settlers. Dinwiddie, later known as Audacious, is considered the longest standing black town in Nebraska. I actually heard of Brownlee and Audacious. But, I mean, that doesn't mean anything about the population of original people there now, you know what I'm saying? The first person that got it in the 90s, I wasn't even alive yet, so it wasn't me. I got sparked a year and a half ago, and I've been building. I'm the sixth person. So the first person that got it in the 90s, right? Were they from Omaha, or they came to Omaha with the knowledge? Teaching civilization and sharing universal truth for the purpose of furthering the progress of the human family as a whole. Civilization is the process of living for one common cause, to elevate ourselves with the knowledge of self, to be one universal family of people. You said, what opened your eyes to see things differently? Was it when you had your children? Well, yeah, that's always going to be a big one. But it was learning the history and the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we all get this stuff on the paper. You know what I'm saying? You get the bomb or whatever, and it tells you when Allah was born, and when Allah did this thing and when Allah did that thing. But you gotta remember that, we talking about 365 days a year, right? For 5 years and some change. You see what I'm saying? So, it's not going to be one video from Darkim Be Allah or one post on Facebook where, you're going to, get the whole story and the whole picture, right, of what Allah was about and what he taught. You know what I'm saying? And, for everybody, when, until you really internalize this and become this yourself, right? We can't tell the difference between the fruit and the seed. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, you seeing people doing things. You know, like in your neighborhood, wherever, at your school, whatever, you see people doing things, right, that say they got knowledge. Now, if you don't have this knowledge and you don't have this internalized, how do you know that what this person is doing is not what the teachings is? You see what I mean? So in my time, I've had people ask me, you know, and they speaking out of lack of knowledge, so bear with them right here. But different things would happen, and people would ask, "Is that a part of your religion?" You know, like I noticed, you know, all of y'all doing that. Is that a part of your religion? So you see what I mean? You know, in people's minds, the fruit is now falling far from the tree. You see what I mean? But the way this tree grows, you know what I'm saying? In fact, uh, you know, you got a lot of people attach themselves to this tree. But yeah, nah, they not from the same seed and the same root as us. Kasim, what's the deal? Okay, so the first brother in Omaha was in jail with a brother from Medina and got out and studied amongst himself. More brothers kept getting it, but they thought it was the only, but they thought they was the only one. It was only recently everyone got linked. Hmm. Yeah, that's so I mean, you know, those things is always interesting to me, you know what I mean? Because those are, you know, other stories where, you know, that wasn't possible by the time I got the knowledge. You know, I'm talking about inside New York, that wasn't possible for you. So, you know, yeah, when I hear those kind of things, yeah, exactly. Yeah, some people is like Christmas ornaments or something, you know, where you might think they're a part of the tree, but they not. And see, that's you know, it's something we gotta start looking at in terms of, you know, what is the outcome of various things. See, because it's a lot of things that people say, right? But then it's like, okay, if you really believe that, would you be doing what you're doing? Would you be saying what you're saying? You know, like if, you know, not saying that all of them, but let's take the Catholic priest that is, you know, you know, they not righteous, right? If they really believed in hell and brimstone and all this shit, would they be doing that? So, you know, it's kind of the same way, but you know, it's just a lot more passes these days. there's a lot more passes just, in the terms of, like I said before on here, right? We don't want to steal people's birthright. That's how the devil is made. But at any given point in time, right, we got to weigh and judge. We got to measure and assess. You know what I'm saying? Not to measure and assess for that person, but to measure and assess for myself. Rather, I need to be around you, right, or not. See, because everybody got their growth and development process, right? Realization means realization, right? It is realization is not religion. See, in religion, I say this is what it is, right? And then you just believe that. Whether you know this to be true through facts and understanding or not, you just believe that. But see, realization means that you have to come to that conclusion and understanding on your own and then activate it based upon your knowledge and understanding of what's right. That's realization. So different people come to realization at different times. There's things that I came to the realization of after, other people that was my peers or maybe even younger than me. Oftentimes, I challenge casual sayings like everyone deserves happiness. I say, no, they don't, because some people's happiness is mine and my children's health. It's not just that. It's the way that it's too one-sided. It's the way that it's too one-sided. So if something bad happens to somebody, right, then they say, nobody deserved that. Okay, but what if they hit the lotto? What would they do to deserve to hit the lotto? See, that's really my big problem. Hold on, let's do this here. Because to me, just the word deserve has come to mean something different. I was under the impression, right, that deserve meant that, you had to do something So it says in Merriam-Webster, to be worthy of merit, to be worthy, fit, or suitable for some reward or requital. So the etymology is Middle English deserving, to be worthy of, attain what one deserves, borrowed from Anglo-French deservir, to deserve, merit, earn, be entitled to. Okay, now that's a little bit different. Entitled and earn is not exactly the same thing. To serve, officiate at mass, hold land by service, earn, deserve. Going back to Latin, to spend one's time in, devote oneself to pursue interests be submissive to, comply with, from de-servir, to perform duties for a master in the capacity of a slave, act in subservience, be at the service of. I mean, it's this particular definition here is a little bit ambiguous to me. So that was Merriam-Webster. So let's look at the Cambridge. To have earned something or be given something because of your actions or qualities. Okay, now this is the definition that I've been used to, right? And so by this definition, right, and we went to another definition, whichever one you want to pick, but I'm saying by this definition, right, everyone cannot possibly deserve. It don't go together. How could we all have done something? Like deserve is especially when you get to the point where people feel like you deserve something that somebody else produces. That you deserve me to treat you a certain way. No, you don't. Why am I involved? Why do I gotta be involved with whatever it is you deserve? See, look, whether you need a reward or an ass whipping. Like if somebody need an ass whipping and I don't know them, I don't know what people is right now in Idaho, somebody needs an ass whipping. I guarantee. But it ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, should I get on the plane and go out there because he deserves an ass whipping? I don't understand that. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that term either. Shakanulu. Yeah, uh, all of that's something a little bit, teensy bit different. I mean, not for nothing. I'm gonna tell you another thing. I think the kind of evolution of the usage of that word, like it also it went along with the everybody gets a trophy generation. I do think that, that's somewhat related to it right there, where it's just like, yeah, I grew up in a different system where that wasn't the case. Yeah, see they did deserve that trophy. Yes, I mean that's the you know yeah, right. You have winners and losers. And see, that's what it is now. Is everybody deserves to win. Nobody deserves to lose. No, that can't possibly be true. Like, look, I give you another one. That everybody was kings in Africa. Yeah, all right. Hey Jabbar, what say you what say you to that statement right there? What he's not, he's not Jabbar. Yo, Jabbar, we need you to elaborate, man. you know, back when everybody was kings. Jabbar says preposterous. That's- I'm just saying, like, bro, everybody's a king. Hey, damn, who's paying taxes then? Oh man, when utopia reigned a fantasy-filled world in people's imagination. If everybody was kings, who cooked the king's meal? That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know what kind of kingship that is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these things get rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, just in terms of being a saying or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it gets into, I guess a kind of group consciousness where, people start running with it. But then when, you really do the knowledge to it, you know, you see that, this is, it's not even plausible. Right, in civilization, everyone must know their position. See, that's a big thing right there too. We see that definitely, uh, in the greater society. We definitely see that in the greater society. Where you know, you people are neglecting, specifically uh, roles that you don't see the foundation of the house. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the internal structure. The only plumbing. You get exposed to the faucets or whatever. But what's really running or through making things work, you don't see it. So see, a lot of those positions like that, nobody wants to play that. No, everybody wants to be the chandelier. Everybody wants to be the front door. and a lot of that, that's based upon, as a society. And look, that's something that we got, like, what is it that you value as a society? You know what I mean? Like, us as a society, do we value all the rappers? Here's the element of the culture, right? Nothing is supposed to happen to a teacher. Like the way how, it still was when I came up, teachers was to be protected at all costs because of the role that, they had to play, in building this nation. You said don't leave out the sports players. What are the sports players doing? But that's just to put that, my point still being that, that's what starts happening. And then it's like, who you value in society, you know what I'm saying? Who you giving all these accolades to, who is, making, all this monetary gain or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If that's what people value as a society, then they're gonna produce more of that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what the young is gonna look up to. Yeah, I did notice that. Really, I would say the last 2 weeks, we've been seeing quite a few people from the earliest days. So how does the knowledge line up at specific points to add up and on? Each person in position must use the elements in their midst to connect to correct order so that they are one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the. But that's something that society, came to value like that. Just the individuality. Uh, you know, and somebody brought up rap. You know what I mean? That's one of the places that you could see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying that, it's all, for instance, look, where's the Temptations? Where's the Commodores? Where's the Jackson 5? Where's New Edition? Where's Blackstreet? You know what I mean? Just saying that it was always groups, the Furious Five, the Cold Crush, the Treacherous Three, the Fearless Four. It was mostly groups. You know what I'm saying? Even making beats. Like, yeah, you had the person who was the songwriter, but the bands was also, you know what I'm saying, you got the Funk Brothers and the Jungle Brothers and, you know what I'm saying, the various bands that was also a part of, that particular sound for each, songwriter. You know, uh, people value, uh, the individuality a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Even amongst the women, you don't see the the Supremes or In Vogue. That's something I think is indicative of the mentality of the people. That, right?
Yeah. You doing your live?
Yeah.
Fix you up there.
Yeah, I mean, look, well, we'll see, because the NBA is supposed to have some expansion teams. So we'll see if Seattle is valuable enough to achieve a team, or if, you just have to spend another 10 years hating on the Knicks. When you don't have a team in your city, I mean, it's not much else to do, I understand. But I had an appointment for 8 o'clock. I think it's still gonna happen. So, we're gonna go ahead and get to the any questions part here. Any questions here, about, the duty of a civilized person. We know in the degree, it says to teach he who is savage civilization, righteousness, knowledge of himself, and the science of everything in life, love, peace, and happiness. But we know that mathematically, right, the first thing you got to do is have knowledge and wisdom. So you have to become civilized before you could teach civilization. That's what the degree tells us, right? You got to save yourself before you can save others. So you have to become civilized. And then you have to remain civilized. Because if you don't remain civilized, you would be a savage. You see what I mean? And then that's why you will have a hard time civilizing the devil in the 2000s AD. You don't want to do that to yourself. You see what I mean? And once you become civilized and remain civilized, now you got to get down to the business of teaching civilization. You know what I'm saying? Even, in terms of, the science of learning how to teach. The science of learning, what is the meaning of civilization yourself and personifying it, right? So you teach on every level. You see what I'm saying? Meaning you could go around telling people shit all the time. Like, for instance, right? Look at how right now there's a lineage in the NBA of people that never met each other. Meaning you got people like Kobe, right, that watch tapes of Michael Jordan. Just, watch this game, watch, heard stories about him or whatever, right? And they reproduce that, right? And then now you got people in the league that they never met Jordan or Kobe. But, from looking at his tapes and his games and trying to, mimic his game the best you could, you know what I mean? People grew and developed from that. You see what I'm saying? That's another level than just running your mouth. You stand on a corner with a bullhorn saying this. It's not just the motivation and the inspiration, it's the actual action when you looking to say, okay, this person who came before me did this action and it came out supremely successful, right? I'm talking about when you look, you not only learn from other people's failures, right? You learn from their successes. That the actual knowledge and wisdom of what to do. Shalal, what's the signs? The actual knowledge and wisdom of what to do, right? A person can show you, right, without telling you. That's another level of teaching. Remember, when you dealing with knowledge, right, you got research and you got examples, right? Research and experience. You got to get to that experience level of it. Especially once the research has been manifested. Said peace to the brother Dion of Strictly Roots. He returned over the weekend. Strictly Roots. Was they from the Valley? I might know who that is. What we doing for the 5-year anniversary of Random Juice? Random Juice been around for 5 years? Man. I wonder what's the statistics. Of Random Juice, right? Like, how many people got the knowledge? How many people went from Mr. Renewing their history to Mr. 120? How many people you've been to the cipher, you went from, how many people did we take from 120 off Amazon to you've actually been to a cipher, where you can say, because we could all say we brothers and sisters, but we got certain people where we know each other's bloodline. How many people went from, only seeing posts, and having the 120 they bought off of eBay, to, knowing people's bloodline, people knowing their bloodline. That would be interesting for me, you know what I'm saying? Even in terms of, because look, if the stats was too low, I'll cut y'all right the fuck off. Y'all don't know the kid, man. He's like, shit, I've been wasting time for 5 motherfucking years. I get rid of y'all if I drop y'all. I drop y'all like a bad motherfucking habit. Wise Bezos said, I know since being on here, I graduated from middle school to high school and college. That's a good reason to have a couple more episodes. One of them used to come to my class. Let me try to Google them. Maybe if I see a picture. This must be somebody else. Yeah, these dudes is from the valley. I'm fairly sure, hold on, let me see something. All right, yeah. I don't remember nothing about him coming to my class, but now I know these guys from back in the days. They from the valley section over there. But yeah, let's not even get into that. But look, that particular section, you know, there's a kind of famous street. You know, there's a couple of famous street people from over there. You know what I mean? But that's not what this is about. We ain't really trying to rehash none of that. You know, and we don't even know how a lot of those situations turned out. But yeah, I know them. In fact, you know what's wild? I wonder if that's why, because somebody sent me the video of them. Somebody sent me a video from them the other day. You know what I'm saying? And it was, you know, quite a few people in there. We was, you know, talking about, yo, look at such and such. I ain't seen him in a long time. But yeah, I didn't even know. Peace. I didn't even know nothing happened like that. But yo, right now, I don't know, man. You know, the world is getting shredded. You know, everybody, listen, we gotta take care of ourselves, man. You know, even because I don't like fucking around no doctors, ministers, nurses, or cremators. You know what I'm saying? But just in general, you know, you got a certain life expectancy in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, at this point in time, we're not making it, you know what I'm saying? When I say we, When I say we, I mean, 5%. Uh, telling all these people about dietary law and the right thoughts and the right foods and all of that, you know what I mean? But see, like I said, man, at some point, for me, there has to be an outcome. Like at some point, we got to get to the pudding where the proof is at. You know what I'm saying? At some point, word has to be bond regardless to whom or what. Like if you keep giving me reasons why what you're doing is not working, then word wasn't bond. You may not have meant to bullshit me, but clearly word's not bond. He said LL laced one of his rhymes on his new album with Supreme Alphabet and Supreme Mathematics. I mean, people do that. We're part of the history. You know what I'm saying? We are part of, making a lot of things rise to the top, a lot of people rise to the top. So, anytime, you bank on that. Anytime somebody starts talking about reviving New York, we're gonna come up. That's just, we out here in the atmosphere. Every couple of years that happens though. Where, as soon as, you want to bring back that New York stuff, you start talking like you five. There's some things that look, we might not be the happiest about that, but that is just a part of how far we came. You know what I'm saying? That, the reality is there's there's a lot of the story that just can't be told without mentioning us. Why do they want to pepper their rhyme with our words now? Because that's the last time it was strong. Like people want to go back to that. People always have something that they nostalgic about. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, you got, people that's nostalgic about when Ronald Reagan was president. You know what I mean? People that's, nostalgic about this era or that era. So it's like that's what you want to bring back. You know what I'm saying? They nostalgic about when Wu-Tang was making records and the impact that they had. So, you constantly trying to bring that back, but it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, a book that you read and you interpret it. You know what I'm saying? The 5%. I mean, yeah, it's the idea and the concept and all that, but it's people that, you know what I'm saying, we activated, what we activated and when we activated and how we activated it and why we activated it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and, in order to, replicate that in any way, in order to renew that in any way, you're gonna have to go back to those basic elements, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, first, we all had to learn who's the original man. Before, all this other, So, a lot of times that's the situation. But yeah, I always notice that. You know what I mean? Just in terms of you know, even in terms of uh, you know, 50 Cent, when you do your show and you go back in the days, you include 5%. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, at the end of the day, the history is the history. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it was written by us. But I'm at that level right now where shortly I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin. So to avoid that, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this one up. Everybody do the each one teach one, hit the like button. Divine understanding, you came in at the very last minute. I think this was a decent one. This is a decent one. You know what I mean? I think you could go ahead and rewind this one and get some couple little random jewels involved there. You know what I'm saying? The brother was supposed to come in. He didn't come in. He actually, but he finessed it. He got us to do another live stream. So we'll see what's going on. I know I saw that Sunya is going to be doing his thing. I think he got a something special planned maybe tomorrow on his episode. You know what I'm saying? And then depending on after that, we may try to make it back in here later on in the week. You know what I'm saying? Maybe an installment on the city sciences. Last time they ended up taking me to it was a session. It's a live band. And I'm just like songwriting for them. And they play it on their instruments or whatever. So I ended up getting caught up in that and not being able to come on to the city sciences last time. But I got some topics, man. Like I said, we can't really, we can't really address on here. We can't really address on here like we want to. So, yeah, the wrist. They gave me a few exercises for the wrist. I mean, in general, I'm doing a lot better because of the therapy. Right now, they got me at the exercise part. Where I go in, I got like a little routine they give me, and then I'm out. But I got another appointment, pain management or something. But yeah, I don't know. The last little diagnosis they gave me, they said that I got herniated discs in my neck and my back. So, hopefully they'll get me back in order with all that. But, in the meantime, between time, yeah, I mean, you got to check, what's your name? When I go on, the notification is supposed to go out, but, YouTube, they don't love me like they love, the various scammers that come on here. But I'm going to sign off and say peace. See you when I see you.